The entire team at Emsolation want to acknowledge that we are gathered on the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people. We want to recognise that we are recording and telling our stories on the stolen land of our country's first storytellers. We wish to pay our respects to all Wurundjeri elders and ancestors, and to extend that respect to any First Nations peoples who listen to Emsolation. We recognise Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples' continued connection to the land and waters of this country, and acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded. Always was, always will be.
Emsolator.
My mind went straight to Roof of Dicks.
And Michael Lucas.
I pre-prepared my little package of snacks to have.
This is Emsolation.
Because sneezing, am I right?
You're in Emsolation.
Well, hello there and welcome to Emsolation. My name is Em Rossiano. I'm a writer, a singer, a stand-up comedian, a maximalist power queen, a neurodivergent magic brain and a podcaster. And together with my best friend since I was 11, award-winning screenwriter Michael Lucas, I bring you Emsolation every Thursday. How are you? Welcome, as always. It's so lovely to have you here. I want to give you a warning before we go into this episode. I feel like this is something I say every week. Something has been in the water at the Emsolation studios over the last little while. And let's just say some of our content has been of the lower brow, has been a wee bit smutty, if you will. And I don't know why. But then I started thinking about why I've always been attracted to clinically dissecting taboo topics. I get a thrill from it. In my everyday life, this will shock you, I do not sit around talking about anuses and poo, although Elio has brought poo right into the central line of my vision because I don't like to do the gender thing, but I did have 2 daughters before I had a son, and there was certainly not as much toilet talk as goes on in my house currently. But I don't do that. But I find in my professional life, in my career, I'm drawn to these topics that are generally out of bounds because I'm curious to find out why. Because I've never really understood things being out of bounds. When I was really little, and my mum's really generally against swearing, and I would have this argument with her all the time, and I would say, "Mum, but everybody swears. Why do we pretend that we don't?" And it was explained to me there's this weird social contract between all humans that we pretend swearing is offensive publicly when privately we're all letting loose like drunk sailors. And I've never understood that. And now I know it's because I'm autistic and quite literal. And if someone says don't swear, but I've heard them drop the F-bomb 20 minutes earlier, I have an issue with that. And so when I've become a performer, I do find myself drawn to topics that are totally inappropriate. But I like to think I go scientific. If you imagine me in a lab coat with rubber gloves talking about IBS, there's a lot of IBS chat today. There's 25 side quests. We talk about Kim Cattrall's new show, Glamorous. Michael gives a review around the ABBA hologram concert. We talk about IBS, as I said. We also dissect one of you wrote to the Emsolation mailbag about a sexy audio service you'd found and how just listening to a man tell a story brought you great pleasure. So then I had Ben Wasley record my ideal sexy audio. It is a hodgepodge, inappropriate mismatch of Emsolation this week, but I know you expect that nonetheless. But I did want to acknowledge that there has been a particular, let's say, flavour of Emsolation, especially with Love Nundrums happening over the last few weeks, and I will attempt to clean things up for you as of next week. I will. Other than that, that's all I've got for you. Michael is still loving life in Kensington. Don't worry, more Kensington content is on the way. I promise you, you're loving that on Instagram. Make sure you are following us on Instagram at Emsolation Podcast. All the videos go there. If you're ever wondering what's going on when she's telling this story, there'll be a video there of me telling it. And also to all our Emsolation Extra free trialers who have rolled over, who have committed to us, and many hundreds of you have, thank you. Thank you very, very much. I'm glad that the free trial gave you some satisfaction and you thought, I need more of this content. I want to let you know that next week on Emsolation Extra, the great Julia Morris, JMO, joins me. That's right, Julia Morris, M. Rossiano, sitting opposite each other, only for Emsolation Extra subscribers. She's nominated for a Gold Logie. And another fun fact, our daughters are best friends. They go to the same high school and they are BFFs. So I get to see JMO a whole lot, which is so great. And I said to her, you need to come on. We need to get you this Gold Logie. She's up against Hamish from Hamish and Andy, so it's kind of impossible. But we're going to go hard. We're going to go hard. So that's going to be so fun. And the final thing I want to tell you, which is very exciting, is you can now get Emsolation merch. Our new limited edition merch has dropped. All the information can be found at our Instagram. We'll be sending out a newsletter if you're a pen pal. But I can tell you right now, T-shirts, hoodies, totes. We had to drop the beanies because they were too expensive. I was going to lose money if I made them. So it's just a small run to begin with. We're going to be doing a pre-order, so get in quick. We've got V-neck T-shirts because you've all been asking. We've got unisex T-shirts if you like them a bit looser and bigger. We've got women's T-shirts if you like them more fitted. 2 types of hoodies. It's all there. How exciting. Get your limited edition Emsolation Extra merchandise. You must be in need of a new hoodie by now. Oh, gosh, I've been chatty, Kathy. That's enough from me. Please enjoy what's to come. Play the music.
Em Rossiano and Michael Lucas. This is Emsolation.
Michael Lucas live from #Kensington. What's the weather like in London town this morning?
It has cooled down a little bit, but it's still going to be a beautiful 26 degrees and the sun's out. There's a soft, sunny light. They still have the ozone layer in place here, so it's not as burning and harsh as it is over us.
Now, what I want to know is,
delightful.
yes, what I want to know is, though, have we seen ABBA in concert? Has it happened?
We have.
Oh, my God. Give it to me.
We have.
What's happened? Tell me.
Yeah, went with my husband and mother-in-law. I have to say, all three of us, I wouldn't say that we're massive ABBA fans, so it was an interesting choice. But we all got a lot out of the experience.
Tell me.
Yeah, it was fascinating. I mean, the main thing that flipped me out that was so great about it was it's in a purpose-built arena. And when I think of you, I feel like you will one day want a purpose-built M situation because I hadn't taken in, except for the times where I've been in Vegas residencies where there's been a bit of this, but what you can do if you completely own and build a venue to your purposes.
Oh my God.
I can imagine what you could do.
I'm thinking about it now because it's like when they did the Harry Potter play, they purpose-built the theatre here in Melbourne to be basically have Hogwarts signature flooring and carpeting and handles. I mean, all the seats would be leopard print. There would be lots of places to nap. There would be craft stalls. You would be able to sit down and like do some sewing or some glittering. I'm just seeing like this whole, it would be stunning. It would be bougie. There would be so much velvet, so many sensory pods. Like my stadium, no one would ever want to leave. Truly.
Well, there are all of those aspects, but also don't keep in mind is that you're not restricted in this version to just there being the stage part and then the rest of it is just some arena or a theatre that you can't really do that much with. The main thing about it is, like, you know how normally you get the screens that you look at, like with Beyonce, if you consult my Instagram pictures.
Yes.
And then, it just turns into a shitty stadium. Here, the screens are wraparound. They go all the way around your head as well. And the entire roof is loaded with all these things that come floating down. So there's like spinning discs that come floating down in all sorts of like
What do you
patterns
mean?
that look, like
holograms, not actual spinning discs.
No, they are. Like the only thing that is, and also they're not holograms, it's a screen. All right, that was the big
What do you
headline
mean?
for me.
Hang on,
it's not
hang
like
on,
they're
hang on.
three-dimensional.
I'm picturing when Princess Leia buzzes in to say, Obi-Wan, help me, you're my only hope, I'm imagining.
No, it wasn't like that.
Oh, what?
I think it was a very, very high definition, impressive screen that tricks the eye.
What?
So that when you're looking at them from a distance, they're just so crisp and it's so cleverly positioned and sized and everything like that it prints as real. It reminds me of, you remember, you are familiar obviously with Queen Beyonce's Super Bowl performance.
Yes.
When she starts singing Baby Girl and then it's like there's one her that's real.
Yes.
And then on the screens behind her there's several that sort of tricks your eye.
Yes.
So the band is real, but ABBA I think is just a screen. I don't think there's any kind of Princess Leia situation.
No.
But correct me if I'm wrong.
Are you saying will.i.am, when he hologrammed in on Wolf Blitzen during the presidential election, are you saying that will.i.am had better technology? Wait, my brain is, what? Have I got that wrong? I remember will.i.am from the Black Eyed Peas appeared via hologram for something, and my brain has gone to Wolf Blitzen. I'm going to have to look this up because this is going to, hang on a minute. will.i.am hologram. I think about will.i.am and his hologram twice a week. Yeah.
Do you?
Yes. CNN will.i.am hologram, first of its kind.
All this technology, I'm being beamed to you like it's Star Wars and stuff.
In 2008, Michael.
Wow. Where's will.i.am now? Are the Black Eyed Peas officially separated?
Yeah. I saw Fergie wear pants on stage, famously.
Oh, I remember that. That's lodged like the hologram did. I feel like Fergie has been basically on a good-natured apology tour ever since that national anthem that she sang.
And our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star spangled banner yet wave?
I seriously think that's what she's done with the rest of her life.
will.i.am
Is crack good-natured notes.
will.i.am's a proper tech nerd, hermit, strange lone wolf. Like, I remember watching a few docos about him, and he's a very strange man. And I think he's quite wealthy, and he's very invested in AI and tech. He loves it. So don't you worry about will.i.am. He's totally fine. But the fact that he zoomed in via hologram has really made a mark on me. I don't know. But I'm surprised that the ABBA holograms are just screens. Oh, that's blown.
Well, that's what I think. That's what it looked like to me.
Okay, fine.
That's what it looked like to me, that they were screens, not holograms. But everything else, and when I say spinning discs, I don't know how to describe it other than there was an array. It's like something you put on Elio's roof. An array of hanging discs that were automated so they could be lowered, raised, and spun round. And so for various, and they all had different LED lights on them so they could be completely cued to do all these formations directly above your head. And then for Dancing Queen, there were what can only be described as disco sticks that just dropped down like a forest above your head that all lit up. So all of that, you would covet all of it. You would just love all of that. It's complete sensory all around you. I mean, that's amazing.
My mind went straight to roof of dicks.
Yes, I mean, for those who enjoyed the inflatable penis, in this format, if you could own the venue, you could have a galaxy of inflatable penises that came down, and they got quite close to your head. I felt like, gee, they've really judged that they're getting no 8-foot people in this arena.
I see it. The dick roof is something I now aspire to. I cannot wait for the dick roof.
And the crowd was full on, like they dress up, and it's about a 3,000 seat arena, and the floor is all standing room only. And so, like, all of these, yes.
No, there's a lot of old
boomers
people.
go.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
They're all there. And it was hot. Like, I mean, the air conditioning was struggling to keep up with that. But yeah, they go down the front, they dress up, and they're fully like chanting and cheering as though there were real people in front of them. They really got into it. The ABBA are de-aged in the
naturally
performance, because you've got the little versions of them that are meant to be the real them, but you've also got them on screens everywhere.
Yes.
For me, the de-aging is like 95% convincing, but it's always that 5% that's just, And the only other thing I would say about ABBA, and I hope this doesn't get me cancelled, and I hope I'm not offending anyone, I like, obviously, as pop songs go, they're the creme de la creme of pop songs of all time. I don't know that as live, like if you had to choose one set of live performers to be frozen in time for all time forever, I mean, I'm just not sure that their vocals and their banter and their dancing and everything like that is, I'm just going to say it's not Beyonce level.
Wow.
It's fine.
I mean,
But
complaints can be sent to Michael at...
they could be. They can be. But look, it was a hell of an experience.
Whoa. I don't know that I'd be taking on the ABBA fandom. They're just like the Swifties, but with more time on their hands. Good luck to you, sir.
Are they? Oh, yeah.
I don't know what the collective
they can
noun
do-
for an ABBA fan is. I don't know, but I do know they're hectic. But no, I wish you well, sir. I wish you very well.
No, but I mean, brilliant songs, brilliant, amazing songs. And I can't wait to see who is the next artist that uses this technology to preserve their ultimate performance.
Amazing. I just can't stop thinking about a roof of dicks. I want to talk to you today about a TV show I've been inhaling called Glamorous. Speaking of Fergie.
I know, she's really, her cultural footprint is still with us, it would appear.
Now, this is Kim Cattrall's new vehicle, dropped on Netflix.
Hey guys, it's me, Marco. And makeup is my life.
I got you a job.
I already have a job.
You gotta join the real world. It's all yours. We'll get that fixed.
You're literally Madeline Addison. What do? Do I bow? I'll bow.
Please don't.
Why does the supermodel of the world start a makeup empire?
Because nobody thought I could. I know someone who might be hiring.
On the same day that And Just Like That came out. I mean, what a flex.
What a flex. But to be honest, look, I respect it. Fine. And obviously everybody's abuzz with the news that Samantha will be making a cameo in the very last episode of And Just Like That, season 2. It's a phone call. That's it. I listened to a podcast today where they talked about the conditions in which Kim filmed this very quick scene. It was stipulated that she wouldn't have to interact, see or hear the other cast members. She recorded it on her own in some kind of underground bunker. And she didn't at any time have any sort of like contact or interaction with the showrunner, with Cynthia, with Sarah Jessica Parker and Charlotte, what's her name?
And not even with Michael Patrick King, who writes and directs the show.
Yeah.
And no one knows how much she's been paid, so we can just speculate. But I like to think that it is record-breaking per second of screen time what she was being paid.
I honestly think Kim Cattrall could have just said, just back the truck up. Just put the money in the back of the tip truck and back it up to my house. This is a scenario where she had all the power. Now, famously, they all fell out. Well, what we know is it was over money. Kim felt like she wasn't compensated for her role and felt like it was very unfair with what Sarah Jessica Parker was being paid. And she also said that it was a bit of a Mean Girls mentality, and famously in the Piers Morgan interview said, I just think she could have been more nice.
Look, I can get on board with lots of it, but choosing Piers Morgan to be the avenue in which you declare all of this is troublesome for me.
The thing what's troublesome for me is over all of this time, Sarah Jessica Parker has kind of not acknowledged, what are you eating? Are you that hungry that you are sneaking food? Like, honestly, you can't wait. You are literally recording in a medium where your mouth is required. What are you eating?
Yeah, but I'm doing it when you're going on a monologue. So I'm like, they can fade me down.
You are so unprofessional.
It's to help my brain work. It was an egg, if you must know.
Who? Oh, my God.
And you know what? I pre-prepared it last night.
What kind of psycho eats a hard-boiled egg while they are recording something live? Honestly, this is Hannibal Lecter level. Like, you have pre-peeled.
Oh, dude, it's worse because you want to know what? I stayed up late last night, and not stayed up late, but before I went to bed, I pre-prepared my little package of snacks to have.
What are you, climbing Everest? What do you mean a snack? What do you need, a trail mix? Some scrum? Oh, my God.
I find it very hard to. I've discovered through bitter experience that if I come out on an empty stomach and I have to go straight into this, then it's hard for me to get the thing going. So I just need a little bit of fuel.
Can someone get a gel pack, a long-term cyclist gel pack to Michael? Do you want some drink stops along the way? Do you need some grapes fed to you? Oh, my God.
Oh, I would actually, if you could pass that on, grapes would be amazing.
I just saw him shoving something in his mouth. It's a hard-boiled egg. Stop it. Anyway, the thing that I found most unsettling.
You're drinking wine.
That is much different to shoving an egg in my gob. Go on, speak right now. Go on, contribute. Speak.
I'm happy to. I'm a very fast eater, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be eating eggs fast. That would really haunt me in about half an hour if I ate eggs fast. I can't have eggs and coffee within 5 minutes of each other, or it's just straight through me, just shitting through the eye of a needle, just like right out the bum. Diarrhea when you're sliding into first.
Shitting through the eye of the needle, that makes it sound like you've got constipation.
No, when you shit through the eye of a needle, it means it's so liquid that it can run through the eye. What?
It means your sphincter's set to sprinkler.
Wait a minute. You thought shitting...
Anyway, sorry.
Hang on. I need to understand the mechanics behind you thinking shitting through the eye of an... Oh, just have a sip of your tea, dickhead. Go on. I need to understand the mechanics of how you imagined shitting through the eye of a needle meant constipation.
Because an eye of a needle is very, very small. It's a very, very small hole.
Right. And so...
So it's like hard to get, like to shit through the eye of a needle. Like you'd rather shit through like a much larger hole to get it out. Yeah, that's how I thought. That's what I thought, shitting through the eye of a needle.
So in this scenario, your sphincter is the eye of the needle. All right, I'm going to have to...
Yeah, what else would it mean?
I need to know who's right because that means I've been saying this in the wrong context my entire life. Shitting through the... Oh, have an egg. Go on. Why don't you go make a steak? The eye.
I'm looking it up on my phone, if you must know.
I'm looking it up. Shitting through the eye of a needle. It means to have diarrhea. Yes. Victory.
Oh.
Fucking yes. I'm never right because you are the writer and you research everything. Amazing. Yeah, shitting through the eye of a needle means you can just liquid straight through. Oh, my God. Why are we talking about shitting through the eye of a needle?
Because I ate an egg. Let's go back. Kim Cattrall.
Yes. What has always unsettled me was that Sarah Jessica Parker has maintained there's nothing wrong. I love her. We've never had a fight. We're besties. And Kim Cattrall is...
But she's a bit beyond that now.
Not really.
She's
still...
now she sort of said things have been said that mean that we could never work with each other again.
But she has never completely stated that there were issues. Cynthia Nixon did an interview of Variety last week where she said... It's just so great to be able to film without having to have someone on set that we have to walk around on eggshells with, who has problems with everybody that we just can't fathom why.
The annoying, it does sadden me though. Just, I don't know. It feels like there was such a popular foursome. It's kind of crushing to think that it sort of came us under in this way.
I mean, I'm firmly on team Kim Cattrall. I just don't want
Kim Cattrall, are you?
I'm on team Cattrall.
Tell you what, she was spectacular. For some reason, and this shocked me, Adrian was watching vintage Sex and the City episodes. Not me, Adrian.
Wow.
And he said he'd seen some sort of like online list of what the best ones ever were. And so he was going back and watching them. And tell you what, when you go back to the glory days, like season 3, season 4, you just need to see her in one scene. She was,
she deserved to be paid double. Sarah Jessica Parker's, she had so much presence. She had so much gravitas. And unfortunately, in her new offering of Glamorous, that has not carried through. So I want to talk about this new show, 10 eps. I've watched it. Glamorous is what I would describe. It's new on Netflix. It's Ugly Betty meets Devil Wears Prada meets Emily in Paris, but in way tamer in terms of snitchy characters and, savage kind of one-liners. And, think about bumbling junior employee who's also like a micro-influencer, comes up with amazing/basic ways to save company from ruin. It's that. Pretty much. The show centres around Marco, a non-binary wannabe influencer who dreams of making it big, but in real life he works at a makeup counter. And then one day, Madeline Addison, former supermodel of the world turned makeup mogul, heads to his counter. This is Kim Cattrall's character. And he sees his opportunity and he heads on over and he offers her a makeover to this beautiful, immaculate woman who's there in head-to-toe Yves Saint Laurent. He offers her a makeover in which she accepts. And while he's painting her face, he says things like,
This is more than just paint or glitter. It's therapy in a tube, magic in a jar.
They're really straining to imbue makeup with such a sense of, it's almost, it's mystical, it's magical, it's identity.
Yes.
It's the only time when I've seen someone speak about makeup this way is Lady Gaga, when she does all of her, like, you know, she's got her own makeup range and everything like that. She too reaches, as she's a reacher. But I feel like this show's really hammering that, the inspirational qualities of makeup. And I would feel like if anyone that I know would get on board with it, it was you. But even for you, it was a bridge too far.
Look, I got on board. I got on board in the sense it's not often you see a cast that is all queer except for Kim Cattrall's character. Every single cast member is queer. It's extremely diverse. In fact, the lead, the actor, Miss Benny, in real life has only just today come out as trans. So she's a trans woman, and she said the show helped her kind of realize that about her own identity and how she wanted to be identified. So I think I'm really hesitant to put any shit on a show because it's kind of the first of its kind, and we have put up with so much mediocre white television for so many years that I feel like we deserve to give a diverse cast giving it a crack. We deserve to give them a break. Like, let them do it. But what I feel like is they just got AI to write this script, you know, with the prompts, glitter, gay, fashion, makeup, influences, diverse, romance, camp. And AI just pumped out this script. But also the other problem is there's a lot of geriatric millennial references coming from the mouths of Gen Zs. And it just seems to be the person who wrote this script doesn't really understand how the internet works and they've had a guess. That's my problem with it.
There are two areas of life that are really challenging at the best of times to present well in drama, one of which is stand-up comedy. Unless you go for the authentic, it's hard. It's really hard as a scriptwriter to write it and then to cast an actor to say it and to have it feel right. And some would say that, and just like that, with the character of Shay, is running into that problem. And the second thing that's really hard to do convincingly is anything that involves sort of going viral. Because in real life, it's so unpredictable and sort of it's left field things, and it's a strange confluence of factors that make things go viral, and that's what's electrifying about it. It's sort of unexpected. But then when you try and do it in drama, and so you try and, like, I don't know, construct something that will plausibly go viral, it's amazing how unconvincing it generally is. And I feel like this show again and again and again repeats that sin.
It's like someone who's never experienced social media, it was described to them once at a party, and then they've gone and written a TV show about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just sitting there going, oh no. The thing that got me, that it's so camp. I just want to say it's the campest thing I've ever watched, and I am on 57 franchises of RuPaul's Drag Race. Like, for me to say this is the campest thing I've ever watched, but for two reasons, and there were two storylines, two plots that got me. The first one that just tipped me over, like I would have called you and made you watch it with me. I don't know if you've got this far, but Marco decides he's going to take over Madeline's social media because it's not doing anything. It's stale. And it's always just the same photos of her holding flowers. And he says, we need candids. We need real life. So then we get like 10 minutes of one episode of him like springing on her, trying to get her in candid moments. But just at the last minute, she gives us a Vogue pose. And it's just literally him like holding the phone up and him thinking, I've got her. And then she aggressively spins and puts her hand on her hip and smiles. And we get about 20 of these, and I'm sitting here going, are they fucking serious? And then he accidentally gets a shot of her sneezing. Oh my God, scandal. And then somehow that accidentally gets posted to their online account, and she's horrified. But, Michael, you won't believe this. It goes viral.
Because it's hashtag relatable.
And Michelle Obama even says, oh, girl, this is so relatable. Michelle Obama, because sneezing, I mean, am I right? It's so camp. But the other thing that got me, and I don't know if you've got, there's two more scenes. One, there was an underwear party that they show up to. Everyone's wearing white Calvins. There is 3 minutes of a Christina Aguilera song where they are all dancing on the bar. They are perfectly choreographed. There's glitter falling from the ceiling at all times. And it's just, they don't care to make you comfortable. They're going to play it that whole song. And they do it again when we get the entire opening number of Chicago. The whole 3.5 minutes. 3.5 minutes of the entire opening number of Chicago with about 10 gay men dressed in bad drag. They're on Fire Island or something. And I just keep thinking, oh, this is going to end. No, they're still, they're doing the whole, they do the whole song. The whole song.
That takes me back to the halcyon days of, remember Baywatch would have the sort of version of the music video clip, and it was to save on script writing fees.
Wow.
So that.
Well, the AI was clearly offline that day because it's so camp and terrible. But I'm going to give it a hall pass because I want this show to be allowed to fail. And because, you know, oftentimes when something is underrepresented and it finally gets its shot, if it doesn't meet the mark for everyone, if it's not everything to everyone and all the people it's representing, then it gets criticised so harshly. And yet we got 57 seasons of 2.5 Men. You know, so I just feel like don't judge this show harshly. Let it grow. Like, don't shut down studios wanting to make shows like this because, honestly, it's the most diverse cast I've ever seen on a television show on prime time streamer. And I think if they just allow Kim Cattrall's character to have a personality, it just...
Well, also, I think that's probably one of the biggest roadblocks coming in is that if you hear that she's starring in a show called Glamorous, you think she's going to be so sassy and sexy and playful, but they've got her kind of like she's essentially doing Meryl Streep in Devil Wears Prada, right? So she's kind of austere and reserved.
None of the staff bitch about her. This is the weird thing.
Yeah, and it's kind of not the gear that suits her the best, but maybe they're building.
I hope. It feels like everybody just accepts that she's ridiculous and over the top. I want the staff being terrified of her. I want the kitchen bitching. But it's just this strange, everyone's just very nice about her all of the time. And I just want her to have teeth. I need her. I mean, if you're not going to give me Samantha and just like that, just give me Samantha on Glamorous. I'm cheap. I'm a slut. I'll take it. If they just want to just literally rip Samantha from the pages of Sex and the City and put her in Glamorous, oh my God, take my money. Let's not even pretend that's not what we want. We want that.
No, we want that. Her terrible double entendres, but she delivers them with such sass. I mean, it's heaven.
The greatest line of ever, the greatest line ever put in a movie ever.
Well, ladies, I am definitely feeling something down under. And he's staying in our hotel. Lawrence of my labia.
I mean, some of them. Remember Friar Fuck?
He is a hot priest. Look at his robe. It's so Robin and his merry men.
Está bien, gracias.
Oh, you tell him Friar Fuck.
Those were the days.
It's Emsolation Extra.
Haven't subscribed to Emsolation Extra yet? Here's what you've missed out on this week.
Okay, final one. This is from Emsolator. Callie, my new boyfriend has hair growing from the tip of his nose. Help, what do I say?
What, you just rip it out? You just go up to him with a pair of tweezers.
Not if they're in a new relationship. Your dad had...
Well, I was going to say, I just picture you just go up and just rip it out.
But I...
Go up with just like a bit of hot wax, stick it up there.
I do not stick hot wax up your dad. That is absolute lies. Slander and lies. No, when you're first with someone though, you can't I wasn't able to wax your dad's back for a good 6
You're like,
months.
hey, babe, let's have a spa day, facials, remove hair.
But on the top of your nose hair is kind of wild.
I thought it was coming out of his nose.
Growing on the tip of the nose.
Oh, what?
I know.
How?
That would bother me. I'd have to say something. I'd have to say something. You just have to go up and you just
Surely he's aware it's there, though.
Clearly
He
not.
looks at himself in the mirror.
clearly thinks it's a fine
Maybe he's made a friend with it.
nose beard. I think with these things, it's always best to just be straight up and honest.
It's gonna embarrass him. It will.
Totally. Maybe you could show him the hairs on your nipple. And you can say, look, we've all got hairs and look at my pubes. That's boob pubes.
Yeah,
Look at my pubes around my stunning nipple. Do you get pubes?
Yeah, and I f***ing love
Pulling them out
with
in the
tweezer.
shower.
Oh,
my God.
It's so satisfying.
Do yours?
It's more satisfying than pulling out any other hair, eyebrow, whatever.
No, boob pubes are the best. But do you just get like 4 big witchy ones or do you get lots of little ones? I just get big witchy ones. Are yours red or brown?
They're like dark. They're like dark.
So easily gotten. Yeah, I wait till I'm getting in the shower and everything's cold and then the hair is just there, just ripe for the plucking. So I think whack out a nip, just show him your boob pube and go, let's do some unwanted hair removal together. You get
How
his
about
nose?
you start with your nose and I'll start with my tits?
That's the name of the episode. And we've solved everyone's problems today. That was truly unhinged.
For all of that and so much more, subscribe now at emsolation.supercast.com.
It's Emsolation Extra.
Em Rusciano and Michael Lucas. This is Emsolation.
I'm now eating a cucumber.
A cucumber? What the hell? Show me this. What have you got, an antipasto platter there? Show me. What? Show me your snacks. Lift them up.
I don't have much left,
What-
but
what
I've
do
only
you-
got like some cherry tomatoes and cucumber. I prepared a bowl of cherry tomatoes and cucumber and
It's
eggs.
a 40-minute podcast. Honestly, you felt like you need snacks? Oh, my God. I can't
Yeah.
with you today. Michael Lucas, we have received a letter at the Emsolation mailbag. Let me read it to you. Michael and Em, I have recently subscribed to an audio account on a sexy subscription service. Brackets Fansly. I'm 34. The guy seems about 23, but his voice, oh my God. His latest narration brought me to that's orgasm. That's street talk for orgasm.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you for filling me in on that.
In 6 minutes. Do I need to tell my husband about this? What? From, I'm not going to say her name. First of all, no, nip that in the bud. First of all, she does not need to tell her husband. I understand as a woman, I feel like sexy audio, not to generalize, but I'm going to, I feel like sexy audio would appeal more to women than men. Although, men, remember the sex lines in the 90s and the 80s that men used to call? And you could like just, because I remember they
Do they still exist?
I don't know.
Are they still around? Or no, they'd be all online.
Because I used to have images of, it was like a tired mother of 5 folding her washing, just pretending to be sexy to some sad old man just wanting to hear. So she's just there folding undies going, oh, yeah, I'm just tearing my lacy crotchless undies.
You could do it quite well.
I feel like I could.
I could see you
I know.
clearing out your pantry.
I feel like I could. I feel like I need a script.
Oh, come on, you could write the script.
No, but I know it would turn into it would start out well-meaning and then it would turn into just vitriol. Like it would just be, what are you doing? Thank you so much for calling me. Do you have a wife? Oh, that poor bitch. Are you helping out at home? No, I bet you're not. You fucking lazy asshole. Are you doing the domestic load? Hey, when was the last load of washing you put on? I didn't think so. Like I can just imagine that.
Some people would be into that,
Oh, that's true. If there was a job where I could sexily yell at straight men, oh my God, do you think it's worth me starting this service is called Fansly. Do you think it's worth me starting a Fansly account where I offer to yell at straight guys in a sexy voice? Oh, wow.
I think it's worth it for our entertainment. I'm just going to say I wouldn't empty your superannuation to invest in that service though is what. Also, can I just say Fansly?
Yeah.
That's a very sort of generic, it could be anything and it's sexy talk.
Yeah, so not only sexy talk, so basically they're taking on OnlyFans is what they're doing.
Oh, okay.
4,000 people an hour subscribe to Fansly. This is how popular this thing is. It's threatening to topple OnlyFans. But what it does is you can offer tiers inside it. So with OnlyFans, you're just like, oh, pay your money, here's my anus. But with Fansly, you can like gradually kind of build up to how much you want to give. And what?
Sorry. I just had a vision of you launching your online M's OnlyFans, pay your money, here's my anus. Straight to the point. Here's the eye of my needle.
Oh, good. Anyway, you can build it so and just me seductively spreading my cheeks. And in the middle, there's a $ on my anus. It writes itself.
I'm going to go live and I'm going to have an egg and drink a coffee. Sorry.
No. I love this idea of catering to women. Next, we've had Harry Styles do the sleepy time stories. It's a very...
We have ASMR.
Yeah.
ASMR?
I don't know. All I know is, first of all, to this woman who wrote to us, that's right, you don't need to tell your husband. I love the idea that you've listened to 6 minutes of audio and had an orgasm, just spontaneous, like you didn't do any. But then I thought about what I would want to hear in terms of sexy audio. So then I made Ben, who is our executive producer, but also a professional voiceover artist. I asked Ben, as part of his role on this show, to record some sexy audio for middle-aged women. And I'm going to play it for you all now.
Hey, you. I just wanted to remind you that you're a strong, independent woman. I love how you're not afraid to speak your mind and how you stand up for what you believe in. I want you to know that you're a role model for everyone who knows you. Behind your back, friends and strangers say how your skin looks impossibly flawless and dewy, and that you look very young for your age. Not that it matters, except that it kinda does. But not really. But sort of. I love your intelligence and sense of humour and how you always put others before yourself. But today, I'm going to put your needs first. I've cleaned the entire house, even underneath the couches and chairs. The toilet is sparkling and stunning, not a pube to be seen. And the piss smell? It's finally gone. All the bed linen has been changed. All the washing is done and put away. I've also refolded your wardrobe and organised your shoes. I did the food shopping, I re-merchandised the pantry, and I meal prepped 1 week's worth of healthy, delicious dinners. I also want to acknowledge that this is the bare minimum, that this is the standard that you deserve on a regular basis. I also don't need thanking for this effort. I'm just doing my fair share. I know that maybe you feel like you're in a time of great change and transition. I just want to remind you that you're not too old to start over. Quit your job. Shave your head. Join a cult. Open that banana stand. Just go for it, you impossibly stunning woodland nymph. Sure, your body may be changing. Your nipples may be enormous. Your belly button may look like a sad skin clown. And maybe, when you try to jog, the bottom of your ass cheeks hits the top of your legs and makes an unsettling slapping sound. But to me, that noise is more beautiful than any symphony Beethoven ever wrote. You are a desirable, beautiful, successful woman. Get it, you magnificent babe.
I mean, round of applause for Benjamin Wasley.
Well done. I mean, I certainly achieved orgasm. I didn't even think of eating a slice of cucumber that whole time. I was so gripped.
I just love this idea. I think it's fabulous. And I love that one of our listeners is doing it. It feels highbrow and literary. It doesn't feel like seedy or dirty or something we should be hiding away. It just feels right. Like, it feels classy.
Feels on brand for Emsolation Extra. Extra, extra, extra.
This has been...
And then it just goes straight into moaning.
All right. Well, look forward to your Kensington content. Michael's got something amazing lined up. He's going to do a piece about electric cars. So if I can get
I want to.
Get your OnlyFans credit cards ready. We're popping that behind the paywall for sure. No, that's great. Can't wait for the electric car content. It's going to be so good. I want you to film it out of spite. I want you to send me spite content.
Oh, as if I'm not going to now.
I love you. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is Emsolation.
Well, that's it. How are you feeling? I'm so sorry. We'll be lifting the standards of the show next week. I promise you that. Don't forget, our merch is on sale right now. Go and grab yourself a hoodie, a T-shirt, a tote, whatever you're feeling. It's a pre-sale because I don't want there to be any waste or leftovers. That's happening right now. Get yourself off to mrussiano.com. All the information there is at our Instagram, going out in the newsletter. Don't forget, Emsolation Extra subscribers, Julia Morris next week. That's all from me. Have a wonderful weekend or week ahead, depending on when you're listening. And I'll catch you soon. Bye, darlings.
Like what you heard and want more? Emsolation is a totally independent, neurodivergent, female-led podcast, which you can help support by subscribing to Emsolation Extra. Get exclusive bonus episodes every Tuesday, question time with Em and Michael, pre-show meetings, videos of the podcast recording, pre-sale access to live events and discount merch, a weekly newsletter, and so much more. Help us by subscribing now or gift a subscription to someone you love at emsolation.supercast.com or get the link via Emsolation socials. Emsolation with Em Rossiano is recorded at Down the Hill Studios, hosted by Em Rossiano with Michael Lucas, executive produced by Benjamin Wasley, produced by Em Rossiano, edited by Ezekiel Fenn, socials by Em Rossiano, Benjamin Wasley and Marcella Rossiano Barrow, with assistance from Jem Evans and Georgia Watts, with videos by James Henderson. Follow us on Instagram at Emsolation Podcast and join other Emsolators at the Emsolation group on Facebook. The answer is Harry Styles. Please take the time to share this podcast with a friend. Give us a 5-star rating and make sure you're following us on whatever podcast app you use by hitting the follow button. Thanks for listening, and we can't wait to chat with you again soon.